Have y'all ever heard the term, "you have taken it too far"? No? How about when you were younger and you teased your big brother too much and he got so tired of it that he just popped you in the nose? That's kind of what Black Lives Matter is doing to America right now. Let's talk about racism for a second and why it's destroying America right now. I talked to one of my good buddies from Tennessee about some of this stuff, and we're both in full agreement because we're both God-fearing patriots. Guy's bigger than the Hulk though, huh? Really solid guy. He's got a badass podcast. Y'all should check that out. Anyways, all of the protests and everything that's came along with it started after George Floyd was killed, which I've already said is a complete tragedy and it was totally wrong. And the crazy thing is that probably 99% of America was with you. They were behind you in that incident. But then you started to destroy cities and say, fuck white people.
I like to be youth out here.
It's bad, bro. Well, fuck white people, bro. They bad as fuck, bro. Like,
that's confusing. Did every white American help that cop kill George Floyd, or did he act solely by himself? So what you're doing then is you're generalizing a race based off of one person's actions. Well, sorry to tell you, but that's the definition of racism. Tucker Carlson interviewed a professor from a prestigious college that had put an article in the New York Times telling his kids to be careful around white people.
The generalizations about a racial group based on their race. And I grew up, I'm probably not so much older than you.
It should be no surprise to you that black people, in particular black men, have been taught forever that they have to be careful how they behave around white people.
So here's the obstacle that y'all are going to face after all of this blows over, and really something that you should think about. Let me give you two scenarios here. A white family and a black family are neighbors before the whole Black Lives Matter movement went through. Their kids played together, the dad shared a beard every once in a while, and the moms went shopping together. But one day the white neighbor sees his black neighbor on Facebook in a video saying, "Fuck white people and black power." Do you think in his right mind he's ever gonna let his kid go over to that house again? How could he? Here's another one. You are a small business owner that hires anyone, including anyone of color, as long as they're qualified for the job. One day you see one of your black employees on the news saying, "Fuck cops." Do you think that employer is going to be comfortable calling the cops to his store if it's currently getting robbed because one of his employees hates them with a passion? The point I'm trying to make is Black Lives Matter is creating more of the problem that they were complaining about in the first place. You complained about racism and blacks being treated differently, but then you show extreme racism towards white people. You say, "Fuck cops, fuck America." Which is creating more division and more racism towards y'all than ever before. So I have a question for you that you should seriously think about before you continue doing whatever you're doing. How do you come back from all the hate spoken, the desperate need to divide races, and the damage you caused? Or can you even come back from that? Let me tell you the problem. Yes, when blacks were slaves, a lot of people were racist. Today, it's a small number. The problem is that they didn't have videotapes back then. So the problem that y'all are gonna face with this is everybody is able to see what you were saying, what you were doing, and all the hate that you were showing towards white or America or whoever it is for years to come. That's the difference now. Tell me, is there ever going to be a time where a white person can put his arm around a black person and say, "I got your back," without that black person hating them? And will there ever be a time when you can just see yourself as an American instead of making everything about race? Think about it.
When the storm